humble man wins the lottery but pretends to be poor to test his friend's true colors, leading to surprising revelations about loyalty. Alden Mercer sat at his kitchen table, the soft glow of a single lamp illuminating his lottery ticket. His heart raced as he scratched off the final number, each flick of the coin revealing a digit that seemed to pulse with promise. One by one, the numbers matched, and disbelief washed over him like a cold wave. He blinked, stared harder, and rubbed his eyes, but the reality remained. He had won. A life-changing sum of money lay before him, yet he felt a chill creep down his spine. What now? He dropped the coin, his mind racing. This fortune could change everything. The relationships he held dear danced in his thoughts, each face flashing before him. Would his friends still see him as Alden, or would they only see the money? He imagined Tyler with his ambitious gleam, and Mina, whose dreams bloomed like the flowers she adored. Would their smiles turn into greed? With his heart still pounding, Alden made the quick decision to hide his newfound wealth. He tucked the ticket into his pocket, as if it were a fragile secret that could shatter everything. His thoughts wandered to the local diner, where he often met with friends. The familiar scent of coffee and pie filled his mind, and he decided to go, hoping the comfort of routine would ease his turmoil. That evening at the diner, Alden sat in a corner booth, watching as friends gathered around the counter. Tyler leaned back, his loud laughter cutting through the air, while Mina, bright and hopeful, chatted with a group of regulars. Alden observed them closely, noting the way Tyler's eyes sparkled with ambition, always on the lookout for the next big break. Mina, on the other hand, radiated warmth, her dreams of opening a flower shop shining through her gentle smile. As Alden sipped his coffee, he felt the weight of his secret pressing down on him. Should he share his fortune? Would doing so reveal the true nature of his friends? He watched them interact, realizing how much he valued their connections. What would happen if he revealed the truth? Would Tyler's friendly banter turn into something darker? Would Mina still see him as her friend, or would she only see him as a ticket to her dreams? His thoughts spiraled into a tug-of-war within his mind. "You can't trust anyone," a voice whispered to him. "Keep it hidden," yet another voice countered. "But what if they are the same? What if they love you for who you are?" Alden shook his head, trying to dispel the chaos. "Hey, Alden, you okay?" Tyler's voice broke through his thoughts. Alden looked up to see Tyler staring at him, a playful grin on his face. "You've been awfully quiet over there. What's eating you?" "Just thinking," Alden replied, forcing a smile. "You know how it is. Thinking, or worrying. You should lighten up. Life's too short." Tyler clapped him on the back, laughter ringing out again. Alden smiled, but it felt strained. He noticed Mina glancing over at him, concern etched on her face. "Everything all right, Alden?" she asked softly. Her voice was like a warm breeze, soothing, yet stirring something deep within him. "Yeah, just tired," he replied, avoiding her gaze. He felt the urge to tell her everything, to share the weight of his secret. But he couldn't. Not yet. As the evening wore on, Alden's heart ached with uncertainty. He wanted to be honest, to test the waters of trust, but fear kept him anchored in silence. What if he lost the very people who mattered most? Could he bear the truth if it meant facing the possibility of betrayal? Alden left the diner that night with a heavy heart, the laughter of his friends fading into the background as he walked home. His thoughts spiraled, a chaotic mix of hope and fear. The lottery ticket in his pocket felt like a ticking time bomb, a secret that could change everything. Would he ever find the courage to uncover the truth, or would he remain trapped in his own web of doubt? The answers loomed in the shadows, waiting for the right moment to reveal themselves. Alden Mercer sat quietly in his small living room, a cup of coffee in hand. He gazed out the window, watching the leaves dance in the soft breeze. Memories flooded his mind, reminding him of simpler times in Silver Creek. He remembered playing basketball with his friends at the community park, laughing and sharing stories until the sun went down. Those moments filled him with warmth, a stark contrast to the weight he felt now. In his thoughts, he could see Mina and Tyler clearly. Mina had always been full of dreams, her eyes sparkling with hope as she shared her desire to open a flower shop one day. "I want a place where people can find joy in flowers," she would say, her voice filled with passion. "Imagine a shop filled with colors and scents. It would be magical." Alden couldn't help but smile at her enthusiasm. Tyler, on the other hand, was a different story. While Mina dreamed of beauty and kindness, Tyler was always looking for the next big break. "If you want to get ahead, you have to be tough," he often told Alden, his voice sharp. "You can't let anyone stand in your way." Alden admired Tyler's ambition, but felt uneasy about the way he treated others. "Sometimes, you have to think about people too," Alden would reply. Yet, Tyler often brushed off his concerns. As time went on, Alden noticed subtle changes in how his friends treated him. Despite living modestly, he could sense Mina's affection growing. She would often linger a little longer during their conversations, her eyes searching his with a depth he had never noticed before. "You're always so grounded, Alden. I admire that," she said one evening, her voice soft. Alden felt his cheeks flush, unsure how to respond. Tyler, however, was becoming more distant, his friendly demeanor fading into something more calculating. Alden recalled a recent outing where Tyler had suggested they grab a bite to eat. "You know, Alden," he started, his tone casual but his eyes sharp, "if you ever need help with anything, I'm always here for you." There was an underlying message in his words, and Alden felt a chill run down his spine. Was Tyler truly concerned, or did he sense something more? One evening, news spread through Silver Creek about the local community center. The center was struggling financially, and there were whispers it might close. Alden's heart sank at the thought. The community center was a hub for everyone, a place where memories were made. "What will happen to the kids?" Alden asked Mina one day at the diner, concern etched on his face. "They need that place," she replied, her voice trembling. "It's where we all come together. I can't believe they might shut it down." Alden could see the fear in her eyes, and it stirred something deep within him. He felt a growing urge to help, to do something meaningful in the face of this crisis. As he continued to observe his friends, the weight of his secret grew heavier. He wanted to be there for Mina, to support her dreams, yet he felt trapped by his own circumstances. "What if I could help the community center?" he thought, but doubt crept in. Would revealing his fortune change everything? Would it alter the way Mina and Tyler viewed him? One afternoon, as they sat together at the diner, Alden found himself lost in thought while Mina and Tyler debated the future of the community center. "I just can't believe they would let it go," Mina said, her voice filled with frustration. Tyler nodded, but his expression was different. Alden noticed the way Tyler's eyes sparkled at the thought of opportunity. "I mean, if someone with money stepped in to help..." Tyler started, trailing off as he glanced towards Alden. The implication hung in the air, and Alden felt a pang in his chest. What if I could do something, he wondered, but the fear of losing his friends clouded his mind. As they left the diner that day, Alden walked behind them, his heart heavy. He knew he had to make a choice soon, but the fear of what that choice would mean for his friendships kept him frozen. The simple joys of life in Silver Creek seemed to slip further away, leaving behind a sense of uncertainty. Alden Mercer sat at the corner booth of the local diner, a half-eaten slice of pie before him. The warm light from the overhead lamp cast a soft glow on his face, but the warmth did little to ease the chill in his heart. He watched as Mina served customers with a bright smile, her eyes sparkling with hope. Yet, Alden could see the worry etched on her brow as she glanced occasionally at the community center across the street, now under threat of closing. "Mina," he called out, trying to break through the heaviness in the air. She approached, wiping her hands on her apron. "Hey, Alden, everything okay?" she asked, her voice cheerful, but her eyes betraying her concern. "Just thinking about the community center." He hesitated, unsure how to voice the turmoil inside him. You seem worried. Mina sighed, her shoulders slumping slightly. I can't help it. The center means so much to this town. It's where kids learn, where people gather. I can't imagine Silver Creek without it. Alden nodded, feeling the weight of her words. He thought of the laughter and joy that echoed through the building, the summer camps, the art classes, the friendships formed. I know. It's hard to see it in trouble. Their conversation hung in the air, thick with unspoken emotions. Alden felt the familiar tug of his secret, the lottery winnings that could fix everything, yet also change everything. He wanted to help, but feared the consequences. Do you think there's something we can do? Mina asked, her gaze piercing into him. Maybe a fundraiser or something? Alden opened his mouth to respond, but paused. A fundraiser could be a good idea, but it would also reveal his wealth. I don't know, Mina. It's tough. People don't always understand where help comes from. She raised an eyebrow, curiosity mingling with concern. What do you mean? It's just, I've been thinking about how people react to money, you know? Like, does it change how they see you? He glanced away, the weight of his secret heavy on his chest. Mina leaned closer, her voice soft. Alden, you're not just the money you have. You're a good person. You care. That's what matters. He appreciated her faith in him, but with each passing day, the pressure to hide his fortune grew. Tyler had started to lean on him more, seeking advice on how to advance in life. Alden felt the shift. It was as if Tyler sensed something beyond the surface, a hidden potential in their friendship. Tyler seems to be coming around a lot lately, Mina remarked, her tone slightly wary. What do you think he wants from you? Alden shrugged, trying to mask his discomfort. Just advice, I guess. He's ambitious, always looking for ways to get ahead. Mina frowned, her expression telling Alden that she was not convinced. Just be careful. You know how he can be. Sometimes it feels like he only wants to be around you because of, well, what you might have. The truth of her words stung. Alden looked out the diner window, watching as the last rays of sunlight faded, leaving the street cloaked in twilight. The shadows danced, much like the doubts in his mind. Do you think I should tell him? He blurted out, the words escaping before he could take them back. About the money, I mean. Mina's eyes widened. You're serious? Maybe it would help. If I just come clean, then I wouldn't have to worry about how he sees me. But Alden, think about it. Would he still be your friend if you weren't, you know, just you? She asked, her voice laced with concern. Alden felt the familiar internal battle raging within him. He wanted to be honest, but the fear of losing the relationships he cherished loomed large. I don't know, Mina. That's what scares me. Maybe it's better to keep pretending. As the conversation faded into silence, Alden realized that a turning point was approaching. His friends were struggling, and he had the means to help, but at what cost? The thought lingered, heavy and unsettling, as he watched Mina return to her tasks, her dreams and fears intertwining with his own. In that moment, Alden understood that the people he thought he knew might not be who they truly were. The weight of his secret pressed down on him, but so did the weight of his conscience. He had to make a choice, and the time was running out. As the days passed, the crisis surrounding the community center grew more urgent. News of its potential closure spread through Silver Creek like wildfire, igniting discussions and worries among the townspeople. For Alden Mercer, the weight of his secret pressed down harder than ever. He felt torn between the fear of revealing his fortune and the desire to help those he cared about. One evening, Alden found himself face to face with Tyler at the local diner. The air was thick with tension as Tyler leaned closer to him, his voice low and persuasive. You know, Alden, Tyler began, a sly smile creeping across his face. If you really had the means, you could save the community center. Just think about it. You'd be a hero. Alden's heart raced. He could see through Tyler's facade. "Tyler, I don't think it's that simple," he replied, trying to maintain his composure. "The center needs more than just money. It needs community support." Tyler's expression shifted, revealing a hint of frustration. "Come on, man. You have the power to make a difference. Don't you want to help your friends?" His words felt like a trap, and Alden sensed the urgency in Tyler's tone. It was clear that Tyler was more interested in using Alden than in truly helping the community. After their conversation, Alden's mind swirled with thoughts. He decided to host a gathering at his home, inviting his friends under the guise of a casual get-together. This would give him a chance to observe their true intentions without the influence of wealth hanging over them. On the night of the gathering, Alden prepared snacks and set up the living room with a few chairs and a warm ambiance. As his friends arrived, laughter filled the air, but Alden couldn't shake the feeling of unease. He wanted to see how they interacted, away from the pressure of his hidden fortune. Mina arrived, her bright smile lighting up the room. "Hey Alden, thanks for inviting us. It's nice to have a break from all the stress," she said, her voice filled with warmth. Alden felt a flicker of hope at her kindness, but his thoughts quickly returned to the conflict within him. As the evening progressed, Alden noticed Mina chatting with another friend in the corner of the room. He tried to focus on the conversations around him, but his ears perked up when he overheard Mina's voice. "I really admire Alden," she said softly. "He's so genuine and kind. I wish more people were like him." Alden's heart swelled at her words, but a pang of guilt followed. He wasn't being entirely genuine. He was hiding a part of himself. Mina continued, "I just hope he knows how much he means to us. We all need him, especially now." Alden felt a warmth spread through him, igniting a flicker of hope. If Mina valued him for who he was, maybe revealing his secret wouldn't ruin everything. As the night wore on, Tyler's demeanor changed. He was quieter, his usual bravado replaced with uncertainty. Alden noticed him glancing at the others, as if he was trying to gauge their reactions. The atmosphere shifted, and Alden knew he had to make a choice. "Hey everyone," Alden finally spoke up, his voice steady, but his heart racing. "I want to talk about something important." The room fell silent, and all eyes turned to him. He could feel the weight of their attention, the pressure building inside him. Before he could continue, Tyler interrupted. "What's this about, Alden? Are you okay?" There was an edge in his tone, a hint of desperation. "I've been thinking about how we can help the community center," Alden said, feeling the moment slip away. "It's a place that means a lot to all of us." Mina nodded, her expression earnest. "We need to come together and find a way to support it. We can organize a fundraiser or something." Alden hesitated, looking around at his friends' hopeful faces. They were counting on him. But as he glanced at Tyler, who was now watching him with keen interest, he felt the urgency of his secret bubble beneath the surface once more. "Maybe." Alden took a deep breath, feeling the weight of his decision pressing down on him. "Maybe I can contribute in a way that matters." He felt a spark of courage ignite within him, knowing that whatever came next, he had to be true to himself. The night of the gathering arrived, and Alden Mercer felt a mix of excitement and dread. The living room was filled with laughter and the smell of freshly made snacks. Friends mingled, but Alden's mind was elsewhere. He watched as Tyler leaned against the kitchen counter, his eyes glinting with a strange intensity as he discussed the community center's possible closure. "It's a shame, really," Tyler said, shaking his head. "A lot of kids depend on that place. We should do something." His voice dripped with a false sincerity that made Alden's stomach twist. Mina, sitting nearby with a drink in hand, frowned. "I just can't believe they might close it. That place means everything to so many people." Her voice was soft, but Alden could hear the passion behind her words. "Yeah, well, nothing lasts forever, right?" Tyler replied, his tone dismissive. Alden caught Mina's gaze, and in that moment, he knew she felt the tension too. She glanced at Alden, her eyes searching, as if asking him what he planned to do. As the evening wore on, Alden felt the weight of his secret pressing down on him. The laughter around him seemed to grow louder, but inside, he felt like he was drowning. He knew that revealing his fortune could change everything, but the thought of keeping it hidden any longer gnawed at him. Suddenly, a loud clap of thunder echoed outside, startling everyone. The room fell silent as the lights flickered. "Looks like we're in for a storm," someone said, trying to lighten the mood. But Alden felt the storm was more than just the weather. It symbolized the turmoil inside him. "Mina," Alden finally said, stepping away from the group. "Can we talk?" "Sure," she replied, her expression shifting to concern. They moved to a quieter corner of the room, away from prying ears. "What's going on? You seem different tonight." Alden took a deep breath, struggling to find the right words. "I've been thinking a lot about the community center," he started. "It's not just a building, it's a part of our lives, but it's more complicated than I thought." Mina tilted her head, curiosity in her eyes. "What do you mean?" "I just feel like I should help, but I don't know how," he admitted, feeling vulnerable. "And then there's Tyler. He's been acting strange, like he wants something from me." "I noticed that too," Mina said, her voice barely above a whisper. "He's not the same. It's like he sees you as a way to get ahead." The tension in Alden's chest tightened. "I just don't know who to trust anymore. Sometimes I wonder if anyone really cares about me, or just what I might have." Just then, another thunderclap shook the house, and the lights flickered again. Alden's heart raced, not just from the storm, but from the conversation. "Mina, Before he could finish, Tyler burst into the room, his demeanor shifting dramatically. "Hey, did you guys hear about the center? We should totally rally everyone and raise some funds." His enthusiasm felt forced, and Alden could see right through it. "Yeah, sure," Alden replied, trying to keep his voice steady. "But we need to think about what that really means." Tyler waved a hand dismissively. "Come on, man. If you have the cash, it's easy to help out. Just throw some money at it, and we'll be heroes." Alden's heart raced. He wanted to scream that he was not just a bank account. But then, an unexpected moment of clarity struck him. He watched Tyler as he spoke, and for the first time, he saw a glimpse of something different, a selfless act hidden beneath layers of ambition. Tyler had just offered to organize a fundraiser without asking for a penny in return. "Maybe," Alden said slowly, "but it's not just about money, it's about our community and what we stand for." Mina nodded in agreement. "We need to do this together, for the right reasons." Alden felt a flicker of hope. Perhaps, just perhaps, this storm would wash away the confusion and reveal the truth beneath their friendships. As he looked at Mina, he realized that honesty mattered more than the fortune he held. The storm outside raged on, but within him, clarity began to emerge, signaling a change in the air. As the storm raged outside, lightning illuminated the room where Alden and his friends gathered. The air was thick with tension, each clap of thunder echoing Alden's heartbeat. He could feel the weight of his secret pressing down on him, and it seemed the very storm outside mirrored the turmoil inside him. He glanced around the room, taking in the faces of his friends, Tyler with his confident smirk, and Mina, who wore a look of concern. "Are you all right, Alden?" Mina asked, her voice cutting through the noise of the storm. She had sensed his unease, and her genuine care made his heart race. Alden took a deep breath, knowing this was the moment. I need to tell you all something," he said, his voice shaking slightly. The room fell silent, and all eyes turned toward him. Tyler raised an eyebrow, his interest piqued. "What is it? You look like you've seen a ghost." "I won the lottery," Alden blurted out, the words spilling from his lips like the rain pouring outside. "I have a lot of money now." The revelation hung in the air, heavy and charged. Tyler's expression shifted from amusement to surprise. "You're joking, right?" he said, but Alden could see the flicker of greed in Tyler's eyes. Mina gasped, her hand covering her mouth. "Alden, Are you serious? Yeah, I am, he replied, feeling a mix of relief and fear. I didn't want to tell anyone. I was scared of how it would change everything. Change everything? Tyler scoffed, recovering quickly. You could help so many people. Why hide it? Alden felt a wave of anger rise within him. Help? Or is it more about what you can gain from it, Tyler? I see how you act around me. You think I owe you something just because I have money now. Mina stepped forward, her eyes locked on Alden. That's not true, Alden. We're your friends. We care about you, not just your money. Do you? Alden challenged, his voice rising. Because I can't tell anymore. It feels like everyone just sees dollar signs. Tyler crossed his arms, a defensive stance. You're being paranoid. We're just looking out for you. Looking out for me or looking out for yourself? Alden shot back. The tension was palpable, and the storm outside seemed to echo their conflict. Mina looked between the two of them, her expression softening. Alden, it's okay to be scared. You've carried this alone for so long. But we're here for you, no matter what. Alden's heart swelled at her words, but doubt still lingered. What if I can't trust you all anymore? What if this money changes who I am? It won't change who you are, Mina reassured him, stepping closer. But it can change how you choose to use it. You have the power to do good. Tyler, still on edge, added, Come on, Alden. Think about the community center. You could save it. Imagine how people would look at you then. Alden shook his head, taking a step back. I'm not a bank, Tyler. I need to figure this out first. I need to know who my real friends are. The room fell silent again, the storm outside gradually subsiding. Alden looked around at the faces of his friends, searching for sincerity. I can't go back to pretending everything is normal. I need honesty from all of you. Mina nodded solemnly. We'll be honest with you, Alden. But you have to promise to be honest with us too. As the storm began to fade, a sense of calm washed over Alden. He realized that revealing his truth was just the beginning. He had opened a door to a new kind of relationship, one built on vulnerability and honesty. In that moment, he understood that true wealth was not about money. It was about the connections he nurtured with the people he cared about. Alden felt hopeful. The path ahead would not be easy, but he was ready to face it with his friends by his side. Share this story if you believe that true friendship can weather any storm. Leave a comment about a time when honesty changed your relationships for the better, and subscribe to the channel for more inspiring stories like this one.